Do you ever feel like you have all these different hobbies you want to try, but you have no idea how to balance them? Well, in this video today, I'm gonna break it down because I'm just like you. I have all these different hobbies I've been wanting to get into. For so long, I was so lost. I had so many different things holding me back. And one of those main things was I had no idea how to fit everything into my schedule, but I finally figured it out. I've been super consistent and seeing lots of progress with all my different interests, and I want to share with you how I did it so that you can do it too. Step one, we're gonna list all of our different hobbies. So for me, mine's YouTube, DJing, powerlifting, and dancing. And of course, it's okay if yours are totally different. Once you have your list, step two is to prioritize all of these hobbies. So what's the most important to the least important? Now, the reason you want to prioritize everything is so that you can decide how many hours per week you want to spend on each interest. Depending on your schedule, it's pretty unlikely you'll be able to dedicate the same number of hours every single day to every single thing. So put what you want to spend more hours on every week higher up on the list. And your list might be bigger or smaller than mine. You don't have to have exactly 4 different hobbies. If you struggle figuring out what is the biggest priority for you right now, just listen to your heart, because you're gonna feel it in your body. You're gonna feel more drawn to certain things. Once you have your priorities down, we're going to decide how many hours we're gonna spend a week on each different thing. Because for me, what used to overwhelm me so much about all my different hobbies is feeling like, how am I gonna do every single thing every single day? If you're anything like me and you have an all or nothing personality, that's how it feels. It feels like you have to do everything all at once, but you don't. So first, we're gonna break down each hobby into smaller habits. For example, with YouTube, the habits that I need to do in order to achieve being a full-time YouTuber is planning, filming, editing, and posting. So I had to figure out how many hours a week I could spend on each of these different things. And the reason I gave a range is because it helps so much more with flexibility. Not every week is going to be the exact same, and life just isn't perfect. So I think it's important to make some room for a little bit of flexibility there. The total of that would be approximately 5 to 12.5 hours every week. And just a reminder, we have a total of 168 hours in a week. So with all of my ranges that I gave for all of my different hobbies, even if I added up everything on the higher end of the range, it will come out to a total of about 40 hours per week. And obviously, I don't expect everybody to have 40 hours a week to spend on their hobbies, but think about unnecessary things that you waste time on that you can cut out of your schedule, such as scrolling on Instagram, binge watching Netflix, all of these unnecessary things that don't add anything to our lives. That time can be time spent on your hobbies and interests. So just a gentle reminder that if you get overwhelmed at this point, if you feel like you don't have time, take a deeper look at what you're spending your time on, and you might find that you have a lot more of it than you think. You're gonna have to look at your schedule, we'll get into that later, to figure out how many hours you can for sure dedicate to each hobby, but breaking it down is really going to help simplify it so much. The fourth step, we're going to schedule everything out on a calendar. So looking at my calendar here, I know I'm gonna need to put a lot of hours into editing because I have 2.5 to at least 7 hours a week. I like to get the most important thing done at the very beginning of my day. So as soon as I wake up, I'm gonna start editing. That's a really important tip to make sure you're able to get your number one priority done, because things can happen throughout the rest of the day. You don't know what the rest of the day is going to bring you, and you don't want it to be time for you to go to sleep and you realize that you did not get your number one priority done for the day. And then you can go ahead and do the same thing with all your other hobbies. Just write down during the week when you're going to do each system for each hobby, and seeing it on paper is going to make you see that it is realistic and that you can achieve it. Figure out what works for you in terms of scheduling, but I would highly recommend you sit down and do this and have a weekly game plan for all of your hobbies, because doing this is going to set you up for success. If you don't have a plan, you can't expect yourself to last minute try to fit everything in the day before. You can't expect to just plan your life out day by day, or just have no plan at all and expect to make time for all of your hobbies. You have to actually sit down, make a plan. It does take a little extra time, but it's so worth it, because when you realize you actually do have enough time for all of your different interests, you're gonna feel so good. You're gonna be so happy, so fulfilled. I highly recommend trying this out, seeing if it works for you. It's been working for me amazingly, so I had to share it. Let me know what your hobbies are in the comments below, and let me know how this works out for you. I really hope it works. Subscribe to join the Swole Squad. Go watch this video next, and I'll see you guys in the next one.